So welcome to the pre-release of Archaeology. This is going to be what I'm going to do on all the alt accounts to get them ready to help my main out on getting my Archaeology level up. So let's hop to world, I think they're on world 7. And here they are, the 3 accounts that we're going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and give each account 75 mil, enough to buy a couple bonds for membership and some other items that they will need to get us there. There we go, we've traded over the 75 mil to each account. I'm only going to show you what happens on Was Arch 1, as the other 2 will be doing the same things just in the background. So let's see what happens. The reason why I do this with alt accounts instead of just going and giving them bonds right away is you have to pay 10% to make them tradable again. So instead we are just going to walk there. And this saves me about 5 mil per account, so 15 mil on this simple walk to Varrock. So while we're walking over, it would be a good idea to go over what we'll be doing on these accounts. Basically, we want to be in a position where these accounts can give us enough materials so that our main doesn't have to buy any. The first thing we need is 48 div. That's going to unlock Porter 3s, which have 15 charges each. I'm going to make 1,000 Porter 3s. After that, we want to get our skills up to do 2 quests, the dig site quest, pretty good for archaeology, and then we need to do the golem quest, as that was a potential reward and the requirements are relatively easy and it's a relatively quick quest. So this was our purchase order, enough to get 1,000 porters, enough to get 10 herb lore, and enough to get 20 crafting. So I gave up on cursed energies. It's just too easy to get PK'd with everyone around, so we're just going to do the regular div training. Level 10 div, can move on to Falador. I am 20 div, 30 div, 40 div. So we're going to get to level 5 thieving off the Pompous Merchant, which won't be too bad, a bit of a pain. Basically, whenever I get stunned, I'm bringing in the other account to loot during my stun period, and then I come back to the main one. As this is click intensive enough that I only want to do 1 account at a time, but just a little efficiency thing there. There's 1 account down. Let's get the other 2 up to level 5. So I've now got 1 account on each world, and I'm just clicking through the stalls on each of the windows and getting them as they pop back up. It's quite click intensive, but this will save me about 40 minutes between the accounts instead of doing them one by one. We got 25 thieving. We still have 1 more account to get it on, so we're just finishing that one off by itself now. Questing on 3 accounts at once, kind of feel like I'm doing some weird old school video here. And quest done 3 times. Questing is a lot harder. There we are, level 10 herblore. That didn't take long at all. So the next thing we're going to be doing is our agility training. We need to get up to level 10. There's a really weird rhythm to this when you're doing the same course with 3 accounts. And that's 48 div on 1 account. Our other 2 are at 47 and 45 right now, so they're going to have to catch up and they'll all be done soon. We have our last grind. We need to get up to level 20 crafting. Shouldn't take too long, only about 200 molten glass. Now to make 1k porters. We finished off the 1000 sign of the porters. Super intense battle with this ghoul. Let's see if we can beat him. Ended up killing the ghoul. This unlocks Mauritania, so we can go click on the Canifis lodestone now. At low level, your DPS is much better in Legacy. So if you're ever struggling low level, just go over to Legacy. And there we go. Dig Site quest. Wasn't that bad. Yay, our final quest is done. We're basically good to go now. On my main account. So I had some skill chompas stored up, but I didn't have a lot, and I feel at their current prices they aren't worth it. They're 3,000 to 4,000 each, and they're only going to give you 1 to 2 more experience. I think you're going to be much better off investing that money into materials instead of skill chompas. And while I have a lot of money, I don't think I have a lot of money to do both skill chompas all the way to 200 mil and buy materials consistently for what my alts can't upkeep, especially as we get higher and higher levels and the supply gets smaller and smaller. Past that, I have Beeswax to reroll and extend dailies, and with that I have 5 dailies set, and I'll be re-rolling them at specific points. I don't know exactly what those points are going to be, but I'm going to try to strategically put it where the XP reward from the daily challenge jumps me to the next level. For example, like the Infernal Source unlocks at level 20, so if I get a daily challenge at level 16, I think it is, I can then turn that in and go right to level 20, which might be the best option. And on top of that, I have almost 30,000 note paper. This is primarily going to be used on the alt accounts because they only have 15,000 porter charges, and note paper and porter charges are about as expensive. But I wanted to make sure they had the 15,000 charges to ease the start, where I can be a little more focusing on my main account as I'm learning things and just have the alt accounts be AFK in the background, versus when we're a week into it and I'll be doing intense skilling on all 4. Past that, I have 3 gizmos here. I have Furnace 3 if it's good. I feel like it's not going to be good, but I had it from my other 200 mil skills, so I got it ready. I also have Imp Sold 5. It has a 15% chance to bank an item instead of using a porter charge, so that basically extends my trip to like 600 instead of 500 for each Grace of the Elves run. And then I have Honed 5, which is obviously going to be good because it's a 10% chance of successfully gathering items, so there's no way that's bad. That's going to go on as soon as I get the Dragon Matic and the level. On top of that, I have about, I think this is 9.6 bill worth of tradable wealth that I can put into materials and other things we need as the skill goes on. But that's basically it for my setup. Hope you enjoyed the pre-release planning on the alt accounts. Under 48 hours to go, so I'm getting pretty excited. The plan is to upload every single day to summarize the events of the past day, much like the OSRS creators did with Twisted League, so stay tuned if you want to see that. The race is going to be really exciting with just under 1,000 people, if you include the inactive accounts, at 5.4 bill currently. My stretch goal is top page, but would be happy with a top 50 finish. This is definitely going to be a marathon and not a sprint. Divination took just under 4 months, and JMods have said it should be about twice as fast, so we're looking at about 2 months of grinding ahead of us.